Who hasn't dreamed about owning a stately manor along with all the extensive grounds and gardens that come along with it? Well, if you can't own one, then of course you can visit them. And one of Ireland's and indeed the world's great properties is Bantry House, located here in the coastal town of Bantry in County Cork. It's an absolute privilege to visit. Let me show you around. As you'd expect, a house like Bantry House has, well, a very fascinating history. Now, it all goes back to 1765. Richard White was a local farmer. Now, he looked out over Bantry Bay and he noticed this French battalion, troops coming to help the Irish rebellion against King George III. Now, he was successful and the king was so grateful. He bestowed upon him the title of the Earl of Bantry House. Now, not only that, but he got the house, he got 100 acres of land, and then he started out developing it into what is a truly remarkable house, but more importantly, a stunning garden. Bantry House was built at a time in Ireland when the focus on the sophisticated architectural design was not just limited to the house. The gardens also received much attention, especially from the well-travelled elite who returned with big ideas for their big properties from Europe. If ever you needed a reason to come to Bantry House and Gardens in springtime, it would be this wisteria circle. Now, it runs around the middle of the parterre garden, which in itself is absolutely incredible. You've got the water feature, and then, well, the gradient of the garden continues to go up the hill. And when you get to the very top, the 7th level, you get this incredible view back over the house, the gardens, and all of Bantry Bay. Look, you can imagine how much pleasure this has brought the family over the years as they've enjoyed this garden. It was actually the second Earl of Bantry and his wife Mary that had the most significant impact because they were the gardeners. They were the ones that put all the effort into the design of the garden. And I've got to tell you, what a result. Get a load of that. There are a number of exceptional elements to this garden, and the parterre is one. A parterre is a formal garden constructed on a level surface, consisting of planting beds typically in symmetrical patterns, separated and connected by gravel pathways. The beds may be edged in stone or tightly clipped hedges and may not contain flowers at all. The house is absolutely beautiful, and there's this wonderful porch out there. They have a coffee shop, you can have coffee, tea, scones, and this garden is your backdrop. Now, this was originally an Italian Renaissance garden, but today it's filled full of wonderful flowering plants. They are absolutely gorgeous, and it's a terrific backdrop. You couldn't call it a Renaissance garden, really. When you look at a giant cabbage tree sitting there that came from New Zealand, it doesn't quite match, but my goodness, sitting there having a cuppa, looking out over this, doesn't get any better than that.